Hi, ladies and gents. You're welcome to another episode of Soulscape Podcast. I hope you're doing great. I hope you're doing fine. I hope you've had a wonderful week. I hope you've had a wonderful day. And the weather is pretty chill. It's just really chill, which is actually good. It's good. There's no heat, there's cool air. You can actually sleep well or sleep better. So let's get into today's episode of the podcast. If you listened to the last episode of the podcast, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So recently, I've been thinking about traveling and I've been thinking about wanting to explore, wanting to travel more, and wanting to just see different places. And it's funny. Well, it's not funny, but it's just interesting to me because I have some form of road anxiety. I'm not really if for traveling, I'm not really that girl. But I want to travel and across states or travel around Nigeria and see more of the country, and then travel outside Nigeria and see more of the world, which is like really what I want to do. Like that's one of my life's passion. My ultimate goal is to be a digital nomad, so to work from wherever I find myself, to just travel with my laptop, my iPad, and just my books, and work from wherever it is that I am, which is very fascinating to me. But I haven't been able to do that because obviously the economy is economy, and I'm just a girl. I mean, how much is my salary? I won't use everything to travel. So recently, I kind of joined like this travel community, and I've really been planning in my head, like, okay, where are you going to travel to first and everything. And then I was thinking of traveling to a couple of countries. First on my list, to be very honest, was actually Rwanda. I was like, I need to see Rwanda. Like, I've never been there, but people have said so many beautiful things about the place. It's just maybe more economical, given that I'm just a girl. So I was thinking, oh, we will travel to Rwanda first and everything. But they brought like a couple of options, and Rwanda was not on the list. And the countries that were on the list, I absolutely want to go there: Morocco, Singapore, Tanzania. But the thing is, because I know that right now I cannot afford, especially this year, I just paid for some courses, paying for some things that are really heavy things. So I was like, I guess not this year, maybe next year. Or maybe I will still travel, but like not outside Nigeria, maybe like just within Nigeria. I have traveled to some places though that I really liked, and I would love to go back there again and visit. I really would love to go back and just visit and just chill, right? I think that it would be so nice to do that. I really would like to visit again. But wouldn't it be nice to actually travel to Singapore? Like, wouldn't it be really nice to just see another man's country and see another race and see another people, or a new set of people, and eat good food? I just have this thing for Asian cultures, and I really like how they have preserved a huge chunk of their culture. I like how that everybody just accepts that, oh, they have a culture and that's the period. Nobody's trying to say, oh, you have to modernize your culture. They celebrate the cultural, what would I call it, important aspects of their culture that need to be celebrated and that needs to be highlighted, or that needs to be followed, or something like that. How they dress, how they speak, what they eat, what they wear, their work culture, their family culture, their traditions. I think it's really beautiful how preserved it is, or how much they have tried to preserve it. Because when I think about us over here, we have sort of modernized our culture so much that we forget some essentials. For example, we are Nigerians, and every one of us come from different tribes, but you find out that the majority of us don't even bear our native names as first names. We bear English names. And I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying, isn't that a bit concerning? I mean, I get it if you're a Christian and you want to be like a Christian name, but it could be like your second name, right? And then your first name is like your native name. I have just two, and they're not even first, second, or third names. It's crazy. And one of them is like, that's the only, in fact, to be very, very honest, I only have one native name from my dad's side. I don't have a native name from my mom's side. It's weird. It's like, so y'all didn't think it was important? My sister, on the other hand, she's very blessed. I think she has two, or she has one. I think she has two. And then my brother has a plethora of native names. Like, he just has them in advance, like in excess, rather. He has them in excess, and he's just there and he's just painting. I'm like, wow, did I offend you guys? Was that a social experiment? I just think that it's really important to preserve our culture. So why am I saying all of these things? I digress so much. We're talking about traveling, and all of a sudden I'm finding myself in culture talk. But yeah, that's essentially like where my head is. I want to see other places. I want to travel. I want to eat food. Like, I really want to explore. But I'm trying to marry my anxiety and my desires. So I want to see, or not marry, but like I'm trying to gauge, and I want to see which one triumphs which, because the last time I traveled, the before I traveled last year, November, and it was shocking to me that as I was able to travel anxiety free. I think towards the end of my journey, I definitely was anxious. But like from the start, let's say 75% of the journey, I wasn't anxious. I was calm, I was chill, and then 25% I was anxious. And I'll tell you why in a bit. But like, I'm trying to see which one outweighs the other one, because I really want my desire to win. Like, I really want to be able to travel. So when I traveled last year in November to Ebonyi. I traveled by road, which is really interesting for me because all my travel, I have done them by road, never by air. Or I actually wanted to travel by air. I tried to buy a ticket, but it was, the thing with NYC is you find out like really, really close to when you are supposed to travel. So you are going to either get tickets at a really expensive rate, or tickets are already sold out. So for my case, tickets were already sold out. The airline I really wanted to use, tickets were already sold out, and so I couldn't book a ticket. I couldn't buy a ticket or book the flight. So I had to travel by road, which was pretty okay. I was like, okay, no problem. I have traveled by road before. I have traveled to Akure. I have traveled to Kwara. I'm going to tell you guys my Kwara experience upcoming. I have traveled by road before, so I was like, this should be good. But it was a 2-day journey, or let me say a 12-hour journey by road. And whereas if I was flying, it would be way shorter, because I would fly straight. I'll fly to Enugu, then from Enugu I would just take a bus about 3 hours to my destination. So I had to do by road first to Enugu, and then I will continue my journey the next day to Ebonyi, which is where I was going in Ebonyi. And guys, let me tell you something. It was a beautiful journey. First off, when we were going, it was a beautiful journey. It was so good. It was so peaceful. I met really cool people. I couldn't sleep. Funny enough, I tried. I think I slept off at some point, and then I couldn't anymore. I tried to sleep. I made sure I didn't eat much because I didn't want to have a bad toilet affair. So I tried not to eat as much, and I already had home cooked meal. So that was just the only thing I ate. I didn't buy anything. I already bought snacks for the journey so that I just would be able to control my stomach's reaction to whatever I eat. I was trying to be safe. And then while we're traveling, when we had gotten to Abia State, it was late. And so because it was really late, there were a lot of trucks and tankers and trailers on the road, and there were a lot of checkpoints too. So you could be driving and then literally had to wait to pass the checkpoint and everything. And I think at some point, I think the trailer had just passed the checkpoint. We were approaching the checkpoint, and it was directly in front of us. We didn't see it. We didn't know that the trailer was... God was so good. And we almost had a head-on collision. I will never in my life forget that experience. I was dumbfounded. I don't know. God just was so good. The driver was quick. He was really quick. It was head on, no jokes. The driver was quick, like split second. And oh my God. I just sat in the bus and I was like, you're joking. I'm literally a few hours to my destination. Well, to Enugu. A few hours, maybe 2 more hours, and I'll be there. You are absolutely joking. Ladies and gents. That was where my anxiety it's not mine. The anxiety just took over me, and I was like, Jesus Christ. I prayed. I tried to calm myself down. I was like, I'm not going to be afraid. I'm not going to worry. Jesus is with me. God has called me. He has sent me here. Because just could not believe it. But anyway, I got to Enugu very safe and very sound. And then the next day, I continued my journey all the way to where I was going, Afiko North in Ebonyi State. And yeah, I had a really good time. Like coming back was much more faster. I go back to Lagos same day. I go back to my house like midnight. So coming back was really fast. The driver tried so much not to stop anywhere. So he was just moving. He didn't do a lot of stops. And we didn't really have any issue coming back. So I thank God for that. But honestly, I will not even lie. I really, really want to travel. I really want to see Nigeria. I really want to travel outside of Nigeria. And I have this nagging, or let me not say nagging, but I have this feeling in my subconscious that I want to move, and I want to move somewhere else, and I just want to live there. But I really don't know how strong or how viable that feeling is. Right? I haven't explored it yet. I haven't given it time to simmer. I just have it in my subconscious, and I'm aware of it, but I haven't acted on it. So I really don't know how viable it is, but I do want to move. I do want to travel. That's how I feel. Then the desire to travel is much more pronounced. So when I traveled to Kwara, by the way, if you live in Kwara State, my goodness, I traveled to Kwara, I don't even know the area because I was young. I can't remember. I wasn't young, but I didn't really ask, and my parents didn't travel with me. That was my first time traveling without parental supervision, and Ebony is my second time, right? Every time I had to travel, my mom either traveled with me or I traveled with my parents or family travel or something. So that was the first time I traveled with a bunch of students like myself who were going for our jam. Isn't it weird? Like, why did jam send me all the way to Kwara State? Why? Who did I offend to write jam? But that was jam, but actually that was the year I gained admission to uni, and that was the jam I wrote that I got my admission and everything. That was also the year that jam decided to add 40 marks to everybody's jam score, and I got admission that year. Glory to God. Ooh, and I didn't repost me as well. I think that was when you started this addition calculation thing with your jam score, the YX score to get you into school and stuff. Yeah, I think it was my time. 2016, I believe that was when all of this happened. So Kwara was really far. First off, it was really, really far. And when we eventually got to Kwara State, it was late. It was really late. They lodged us in an apartment, so they shared us, like we were boys and girls. It was like a mixed hostel, but everybody had separate rooms. So the girls were in different rooms, the boys were in different rooms. They never let like boys and girls stay in the same room and stuff. So I made some really cool friends. I think that was where I made some friends that I'm still friends with till today. I made some really nice friends. We were there for a couple of days. Let me say 5 days. I think we were there for, and I really had a good time. Like I don't know how to explain it. I've always wanted to relive that experience because I met different people. I got to meet different people. I got to connect with different people. I got to experience a little bit of independence. I think that was my pre-hostel experience before I got into school. Although I had been still my cousin prior to that time. I was still my cousin for a while. I think I was still my cousin for about 2 years, on and off for a while. So I had tasted that form of like independence, but this was the first time that I wasn't supervised, and it was really good. I was very good with money. Shockingly, I was good with money. I didn't overspend. I bought only necessities. Like I was really amazed at my money skills, although I think I suck on money now. I'm working on it, but at the time I was really good with money. I kept to myself, talked to only my girlfriends, like the girls that were my friends. I'm sure you get it. And just try to bond with the people I had come to Kwara with and prepped for my exams and everything. And then I went back home. And the time I traveled to Akure, I traveled with my mom. My admission team took me a lot of places. And me and my mom, I think we've never had a vacation. Like it was like a girl's trip. I won't lie. She was so giddy. She was excited. She was like, should we buy this thing? We'll buy it and take it back to our hotel room. When we get to our hotel room after eating, she'll be like, oh, should we stroll? We'll take a walk. We'll walk around the area. We'll sit outside. We will just chill and everything. I think, how did we even get a hotel? So when we got to Akure, I think we asked for directions to a hotel. Somebody directed us there. We're able to get a hotel, a room, and just lodge. And it was a really nice hotel, very, very beautiful, had good air, had good water, they had electricity. It was really clean. The compound was so neat, very spacious as well. And I fell in love with Akure at first glance. Like it was just so serene, so peaceful, so chill. Maybe that's why I love living here, because it's just completely different from Lagos. Like that hustle and bustle is not there. Like the noise, the smell, none of it. It's just really chill. And we really had a good time. We really, really had a good time. Or maybe that's how my love for traveling started. But I think it started when I was much younger, because we used to travel back home, and I really enjoyed it. Like I enjoyed it so much. And because of all of these things, I really, really want to travel. So, God willing, I'm able to kickstart my travel journey this year and travel this year. It would bless my heart. I think I will start off with an African country. So I have a couple of options. I am not really sure which I'm going to do first, but it has to be the most affordable because I'm just a girl. But I know that once I kickstart it, there's no going back, and it would enable me. Like I'm more given to traveling to, or to travel to more places. I don't know which is more correct, but you get my gist. You get the point. So I'm saying all of this because my goal in life is to be a digital nomad, and I just wanted to share that with you for no reason in particular. I've just been thinking about it, and I've just been thinking about how I would not be able to travel to Singapore next year because I don't got the money. I mean, if you have some $3,000 somewhere that you're not using, you can give it to me to travel to Singapore. But right now, I don't got it. And that's excluding my flight fees. So do the math. Oh my God. I'm paying though. I'm paying. The one that was even closer to, I think I could afford if it was in January, is this year. So I cannot afford. Tanzania was like, I think it was Morocco. That's way cheaper as Tanzania. I can't remember. But I would have been able to afford it by, let's say, January or first quarter of next year. But it's this year. So obviously I can't go. And it's sad. I feel sad. So no Singapore. Oh my God. Anywho, that's how I'm feeling. Oh yeah, so a little life update. I made my hair, and since I made my hair, I felt like a new person. It's just girl maintenance is so, it's like retail therapy. That's that feeling, that joy, that satisfaction you get from retail therapy. But retail therapy is only short-lived because you have spent money you're not supposed to spend. And so the post clarity is real. But for this one, I feel so good. I feel alive. I feel so beautiful. I feel princess. That's how I feel. I do my nails. I just look good. I feel good. My skin is glowing. Oh my God. I've come a long way with this skin, and I'm seeing the rewards, and it's just so nice. So that's enough for me. I don't have any NYC Chronicle because I didn't go for CDS on Tuesday. We're supposed to come next week. I think because of the strike and stuff. Also, it wasn't my LGI said not to come, Sha. So we're going next week. I will definitely, by God's grace, have a Chronicle next week. But I want you guys to know I'm halfway there. Almost done with my youth service. Wow. I started in November. So November, December, January, February, March, April. Ooh, I'm really almost done. I've done May, June. This is my 7th month. 5 more months to go and I'm done. I'm thankful. I'm just in a really good place. I don't know. I'm really happy. I'm really glad. I'm pleased. More so because something good has happened to me. I have so much good news to share with you guys, but I'm just keeping it to myself because I need it to materialize. Like I need the workings to show, right? It's on paper, but I haven't seen the workings. So when the workings show, I will probably share here, or it depends on how it shows. If it shows like the way I expect it to show, then I will have to share it first on social media if I share here. But if it doesn't, if it shows in a different way and I can share it here first, I'll share it here first before social media. But yeah, that's basically it. I can't travel to Singapore because your girl needs a lot of money, but I will probably start with an African country. And if I can't do an African country, I'll start with a Nigerian state. But I must do something this year. I must travel this year. Either I go back to Ebonyi, to Abakaliki, or I go to Enugu. I really don't know yet. Or Akure, or I go to Ibadan. But I must do something since I can go to Singapore and eat their noodles. Alright, I'll see you same time next week. Please leave a comment, tell me what you think. If money was not a problem, if everything was all expense paid, flights, visa, accommodation, feeding, tourists, fees, restaurant eating, everything was covered, which country would you travel to? Where would you like to visit, brother? If everything was all expense paid, where would you like to visit? Let me know in the reply section, or you can send me a message on Instagram. Anywho, see you next week. Bye, y'all.